summer 2014, I was playing junior football at the local club. And when I thought I got an injury, it was like a niggle in my back. Didn't think anything of it, as you would, you keep going. A few months passed, the niggle didn't really go away. By November, it started to get a lot worse. I started struggling to sleep on it. I lost savage weight. I wasn't eating little to nothing. Christmas dinner, didn't touch it that year. Yeah, so I think it was the 2nd of January, I went into Ballinasloe Hospital just to see what the story was. And about a day or two later, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I didn't know what lymphoma was, so I just said to him, "Oh, is it serious?" And we started going into it's a cancer in the blood, in the lymphatic system. It's one of those things you just never think it was going to happen to you. Like, cancer was never in my family. It was not something that was on my radar because I always thought it was kind of a genetic thing. I didn't drink particularly heavily. I didn't smoke. You know, I was living quite a healthy lifestyle. So the first round of chemo came around. It was eight rounds, I suppose, with 3 weeks in between. After that, a few rounds, I came out in the summer, and it was given really promising results. They said, "Yeah, we'll leave treatment and we'll assess you in a month or two to see what the story is." So those few months, I literally thought it was great. I was back. That September, I was feeling as good. I went to the Rugby World Cup in Cardiff. I spent a weekend and I saw Ireland play Canada. Brilliant weekend, had a great time. A week later, I was up at my friend's house in Carlow, actually, and I noticed that pain I felt. It turns out the treatment didn't actually work. It got most of it, but it didn't get all of the cancer. My siblings were the first to be tested, and thankfully, I hear it's quite rare, but 100% match, DNA match for the bone marrow was my sister. So she very graciously donated her bone marrow for me. When I was given the all clear, it was one of those things like you don't really, no more than you first told when it was all clear again after a year and a half. It doesn't really sink in, and you kind of, I suppose, for a year and a half you teach yourself to close you off emotionally because lots of things going around you. But I was feeling as good as ever, really, actually. The only difference is I have the DNA fingerprint of a female, and I have the identical blood type to my sister. So that's one thing that changed, is my blood type actually changed. I suppose my attributes in football would have been always kind of fitness, but never did any kind of long-standing running, or that was always, all my sport was revolving around football, so I didn't really know anything about running. I had the marathon in my head a long time ago, before I ever got sick. I just always thought it was a really cool thing to do, and when I came back, when I was sick and when I was in the hospital bed, that's when I really thought if I was coming back out of it, I'd love to do something that I suppose I could never do when I was well. Cancer Care West were there the whole time. Simple things like free parking in Galway. I don't know if people know Galway Hospital. Parking can be a nightmare, but over in Inishaven, their headquarters there, they offered us free parking. They offered Mum a place to stay, refreshments every time she came in. If she just wanted to get out of the room for a while or go for a walk, there's always people to talk to there. It was when we really needed it, they came through in times like that. And it's, I suppose, just there was so many organisations I could have raised money for, but I think Cancer Care West really is the one that hit home to me most.